So hopefully you're feeling two things right now. One, you're kind of excited because you just hacked into your own site, and that's pretty cool, but also a little scared because if you leave these flaws open on your site, it could mean that people can get in and do things that they really shouldn't. So let's look how to fix this particular flaw. Again, this is called a MySQL injection attack, and here's how we defend against it. So if we go back to the editor, let's comment out this first query, and we'll uncomment out the next one. This one uses a function called MySQL real escape string, and it just wraps around any dynamic data that we're going to be passing into the query. Now what MySQL real escape string does is take any character that could potentially break the query or allow a user to manipulate the query and escape it. We talked about how to escape characters previously in this collection when we were discussing strings in PHP, and the way you escape is by using a backslash before the character that you want to escape. So in this case, we want to escape any single quotes so it doesn't break our query or allow the user to inject something into the query, but it will also escape new lines and double quotes because those can also affect the query. Now, if that's a little hard to wrap your mind around, we'll go ahead and look at the output in just a moment. But take note that we're wrapping it around the username and we're wrapping it around the password. Anytime we're going to take user-generated data, we need to do something like this, which is called sanitizing the data. It's taking the data and making sure there's nothing malicious that can get through. So if we save this, and then we jump back to the browser, so now let's copy our SQL injection attack here again. Remember there's double quotes surrounding it. And we jump back to our browser and log out, and then type in admin, and then paste in our SQL injection attack code and click login again. It doesn't allow us in. And here's what the query looks like. It says select all from people, where the username equals admin, and password equals, and then there's a single quote, and then there's a backslash and a single quote. What this says basically is that we're not using this quote as a quote, but we're using it as part of another string. And you see the same thing happening with this quote, and then this final quote here, and then the final quotes here and here, and then the quote here, and then it's also commenting out this last double quote, which we accidentally copied from our file, but this would still run the same way. And then we have this final single quote, which wraps around all of that. So this is much safer now. And when this gets run as a query, these backslashes will disappear and the content will be used as a string, and those backslashes will just be ignored.